January 13th, 2006. 300 Argentine police officers surround Banco Rio. Inside, 23 hostages lie face down on marble floors, while masked gunmen wave pistols at their heads. One wrong move, and this becomes a massacre. The gang leader demands pizza. The negotiator thinks he is insane, but he is not. Because while every cop in Buenos Aires watches the front door, a second crew is already below their feet, inside the vault, stuffing $19 million into duffel bags. The hostage crisis above is pure theater. The guns are cheap toys. The real heist is happening underground, and it has been running for 2 hours. In exactly 7 minutes, these thieves will disappear from a completely surrounded bank. They will leave behind the hostages, humiliated police, and a note that reads, "Without weapons or grudges, it is just money, not love." The entire country will call them heroes. But one of them is about to lose everything, betrayed by the person who should have protected him most. How did 6 men outsmart an entire nation, and how does the perfect crime end? December 2003. Fernando Araujo lights his 4th joint of the day in his Buenos Aires apartment. The struggling artist stares at newspaper clippings of a 1999 bank siege, where police stormed a building and killed hostages on live television. Araujo sees an opportunity. He sketches on a napkin. What if robbers could disappear from inside a surrounded bank without a shootout? Through magic. He calls his high school friend, Sebastian Garcia Bolster, a guy who fixes motorcycles in a dusty garage. Bolster can build anything. His family lost 80,000 pesos when the banks collapsed in 2001. Their life savings evaporated overnight, so when Araujo proposes robbing Banco Rio, Bolster just asks how. Araujo spreads blueprints across the workbench. The Acasuso branch sits above storm drains connecting to the river, and the vault extends deep into the basement. During business hours, motion sensors deactivate so employees can access safe deposit boxes. The idea is simple. 2 teams strike simultaneously. One stages a hostage situation upstairs to mesmerize police, while another enters through tunnels below to empty the vault. No violence, just unprecedented misdirection. Bolster traces the sewer lines. The tunnel needs to run 150 meters through active drainage pipes and break through 2 feet of reinforced concrete without detection. Impossible for most, but not for an engineer. They choose Acasuso for a reason. After Argentina's banking collapse seized middle-class savings, wealthy clients stopped trusting banks. Instead, they stuffed safe deposit boxes with untraceable cash, gold, and diamonds. Valuables from private boxes cannot be tracked once stolen. It is the perfect score for men seeking revenge against the banks that destroyed their country. Araujo drafts the operation like a screenplay, complete with dialogue and stage directions. Every phone call, every pizza order serves a purpose, buying time for the vault team. He calculates they need exactly 2 hours and 7 minutes to crack enough boxes. The hostage drama must last precisely that long. 1 second too short, the vault team gets caught. 1 second too long, police check the basement. The margin for error is 0. By January 2004, they recruit Beto de la Torre, a veteran who robbed 17 banks in the 80s, joins. He knows vault layouts and police response times. Beto agrees on one condition. He brings his partner, Luis Mario Vitete. Nicknamed the Uruguayan, Vitete is former military, trained in combat tactics and psychological intimidation. He once held 43 hostages for 6 hours without firing a single shot. Vitete studies the script, noting tactical weaknesses. The fake guns need weight to feel real. Every actor needs highly specific dialogue to maintain the illusion under pressure. They recruit Doc Solis, a veteran who spent 8 years in prison perfecting patient planning. Doc insists on absolute surveillance. For 3 months, he photographs every angle of Banco Rio. He learns employee shift changes and armored truck arrivals. He discovers the golden window. Friday afternoons, when wealthy clients visit their boxes and security relaxes. Julian Zeller-Chavarria joins as the getaway driver. A former racing mechanic, he maps 17 escape routes from storm drain exits and times police responses. He will wait at a manhole cover 3 blocks away, engine running. Bolster, now the engineer, begins underground reconnaissance. He enters storm drains at 2 in the morning in a wetsuit. The tunnels reek of sewage and methane. The main pipe runs beneath the vault, separated by 2 solid feet of concrete. He needs a silent, underwater pneumatic hammer, heavy water pumps, and reinforced lumber. The gear costs $5,000. To fund it, they successfully rob a smaller bank in late 2004. By December 2005, the crew is complete. 6 men bound by Araujo's singular vision. They rehearse in an abandoned warehouse, drilling responses to every scenario until reaction becomes instinct. They memorize their lines like actors. This is a performance that will play on every television in Argentina, September 2005. Bolster descends into the storm drains with power tools. He begins cutting. The pneumatic hammer bites into concrete, sending dangerous vibrations through the pipes. He works in agonizing 10-second bursts, listening for alarms. Breaking through will take 15 nights. October brings heavy rains, flooding the tunnels. Bolster installs pumps and builds wooden supports in complete darkness. Methane levels spike, forcing him to use a heavy oxygen tank. Above ground, surveillance continues. Vitet poses as a customer to study the interior layout and camera blind spots. Doc photographs employees, learning their habits. Araujo scripts the dialogue. Vitet will demand pizza at exactly 2:47 in the afternoon, confusing negotiators and buying precious minutes. Beto will release 1 hostage every 20 minutes to maintain police hope. Doc will fire blanks at the ceiling to prevent police from storming. Every single word is choreographed. December 20th. Bolster breaks through the final inch of concrete. He photographs the opening and seals it with quick, dry cement. The tunnel is ready. 5 days before Christmas, they run the final rehearsal in real time. 2 hours, 7 minutes. January 11th, 48 hours before execution. Araujo distributes replica weapons heavily weighted with lead, masks, and coveralls. The weather forecast is hot, perfect for keeping heavily armored police sluggish outside. Araujo sets the golden rule. If anyone dies, we abandon everything. January 13th, 2006, 12:28 in the afternoon. Bolster, Beto, and Doc Wade threw sewage and smashed the cement plug. They are inside the vault. 3 minutes later, Vitet, Araujo, and Doc walk through the front door dressed as businessmen. Vitet pulls his replica pistol. Nobody move. This is a robbery. Within 90 seconds, they control the entire bank. By 12:52, 40 patrol cars surround the building. By 1:15, 300 officers establish a massive perimeter with snipers and helicopters. Inside, Vitet calls the police, sounding calm and apologetic. He releases a teller to show good faith. Negotiators interpret this as weakness, but they are completely wrong. Deep in the vault, Bolster's pneumatic ram destroys safe deposit boxes. Box 73 explodes with euros. Box 156 holds bearer bonds worth $2 million. They work systematically. Some boxes contain family photos, which they respectfully leave untouched. Others burst with uncut emeralds and dense stacks of cash. They stuff everything into waterproof duffel bags. 8:15 at night. Detectives finally enter the vault. Safe deposit boxes hang wide open. The floor glitters with scattered pearls. Then a detective sees the perfectly round hole leading into darkness. The note on the wall mocks them. Without weapons or grudges, it is just money, not love. One detective stares down into the tunnel and whispers, "They played us." Within hours, the story dominates Argentina. Banco Rio robbers disappear like ghosts. Police fooled by pizza and toy guns. Callers flood radio stations supporting the thieves. They robbed the rich without killing anyone. They are heroes. International media calls it brilliantly audacious. CNN interviews hostages who describe their captors as polite and respectful. The toy guns become instant cultural symbols. Police launch a massive manhunt. Forensics find bleach poured everywhere, destroying all DNA. They find hair clumps traced to local beauty salons, false clues planted just to waste time. Detectives chase 1,400 leads. all ending absolutely nowhere. By February, the investigation stalls. The public openly laughs at the government. The robbers have become untouchable folk legends. But in a modest house, Alicia de Tullio watches her husband Beto count towering stacks of cash. February 15th. Alicia finds $73,000 hidden inside her bedroom wall. This is the third time she has found money. She knows about the heist, but she does not know Beto is quietly planning to leave her for a 23-year-old girlfriend. Alicia discovers the text messages. She follows him to the girlfriend's apartment, screaming in the hallway until neighbors call the police. 5 days later, Alicia walks right into federal police headquarters. She provides names: Beto, Vitet, and Doc. She describes late-night planning meetings in her kitchen, tunnel discussions, and the joke about the toy guns. She gives them everything in exchange for witness protection. March 7th. Pre-dawn raids strike across Buenos Aires. Police smash through Beto's door, finding him asleep beside nearly $1 million. They arrest Vitet and Doc. Within hours, the rest are captured. The public reacts with heavy disappointment. 68% of Argentines actually wanted them to remain free. Elite lawyers step up to defend them pro bono. Crowds chant in support outside the courthouse. Even the hostages refuse to testify against them. The trial becomes pure theater. Araujo calls the heist a work of art. Bolster makes the jurors laugh with his engineering explanations. Vitet maintains strict military bearing. They never deny guilt, they just deny shame. When asked about the missing money, Araujo smiles. What money? We took toy guns to a bank. The prosecutor cannot legally prove how much was stolen because the private boxes were completely unregistered. Sentences range from 9 to 15 years. By 2020, every single one of them is walking free. Araujo writes a best-selling book. The missing $17 million never surfaces. Some believe it is buried deep underground. Others think it was quietly invested. The greatest magic trick in criminal history actually succeeded. They robbed a massive bank using pizza and toys, vanished in plain sight, and became beloved folk heroes. They proved that controlling the narrative beats controlling a weapon. Except for Beto. His wife got her revenge. He lost everything. The man who helped pull off the absolute perfect heist was destroyed by the oldest, most predictable weakness in the world: betrayal. The massive fortune could not save his marriage or buy loyalty. In the end, Alicia de Tullio accomplished exactly what 300 heavily armed police officers could not. She made the magicians disappear.